Uh, Good morning, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. I am Shreya Abraham from Keansa Solutions, your host for the day, and it's a pleasure to welcome you all. So, today's webinar on Beyond Budgeting is proudly hosted by Keansa in collaboration with OneStream. Together, we hope to show you how modern planning, rolling forecasting, scenario modeling, and AI driven insights are helping organizations to move past the traditional budgeting constraints and how they usually unlock through agility. We're excited to have you all with us, and we promise that we have a session full of fresh perspectives, real life, real world impact stories, and of course, a live demo that you would not want to miss. So, to give you all a brief about Keansa Solution to start with, Keansa was founded in 2015. We have our presence across APAC, EU, Middle East, US, and UK, and we have successfully completed 100 plus projects. And we have more than 25 customers. We have helped the organizations transform from static processes into dynamic real time decision making engines. Our experience spans diverse industries like from pharma, automotive, retail, manufacturing, healthcare, electronic, food and beverage, financial services, and so on. So, across all these, we have one common challenge that we've often solved, which is enabling finance and planning teams to move beyond the manual spreadsheets and accelerate FP&A into a true driver of their business strategy. So, at our core, we also revolutionize business the way it operates, replacing cumbersome manual works into empowering leaders and making them act with speed, accuracy, and confidence. Our expertise rules runs deep. We advise on complex processes such as financial consolidation, such as SNOP and accounting automation. We also deliver implementations with certainty and speed. We support production environments and data integration that helps globally the business on everyday basis. We extend the reach of enterprise teams with our industry certified consultants. We train and upskill organizations also to embrace a new era of performance management. To achieve this, we partner with world's most powerful platforms like Anaplan, Blackline, Board, Jedox, Just Perform, and OneStream. So at Kensa, our mission is simple yet bold, which is to revolutionize enterprise performance management and helping organizations to plan smarter, focus faster, and act with unstoppable momentum. To move ahead, I will quickly brief you all to the speakers of the day. So we have with us Ganeshwar. Ganeshwar is solution architect at Kansas Solutions, and I would quickly want Ganeshwar to introduce yourself.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Very good morning, good afternoon. Uh, I don't know, good evening. So let's start. So myself, being in IT industry for last 10 plus years, working in different set of platforms, whether it's product development or APM solutions. I've been architect for quite some time in APM solutions, delivering value to organizations, not just one particular APM solution, but we focus on giving a solution perspective rather than a software perspective. Yeah, that's about me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ganeshwar. We welcome you. We also have up next Shubham. Shubham is certified management accountant at Kansas Solution. Shubham, quickly, please introduce yourself. You're on mute.
Yeah, sorry for that. Thank you, Shia. Hi, everyone. So I'm a CMA, Certified Management Accountant, with over 3 years of experience in FP&A, financial modeling, budgeting, and the management reporting. So with some strong understanding of gap accounting, P&L analysis, and financial reporting. So welcome you all. Looking forward to have a great webinar with you all.
Thank you, Shubham. We also have Andrew from OneStream team, and Andrew is OneStream solution lead. Welcome, Andrew. We would love to hear a few words from you.
Sure. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Andrew Ho, I'm OneStream Solution Lead, and I cover the Asia Pacific region. And I work primarily with our strong partner network like Keansa. I'm based in Sydney, and I've been in the finance CPM space for over 20 years. I've been at OneStream for about 4 years, and prior to that, I've worked in CPM lead roles in other places like worked at Adaptive, like Oracle, like SAS, and KPMG Consulting.
All
Back to you,
right,
Shreya.
thank you, all our speakers. We welcome you, and we are very excited to hear from each one of you. So to start with, I will quickly show you how it's gonna look like. I'll walk you through the flow. So today's session, we will start with looking at few current challenges. We will include a poll, which will help us, in fact, to understand what are the pain points you all are going through on a regular basis. Then we will dive into beyond budgeting, exploring what is planning, modeling, rolling forecasting, and what is scenario modeling, and then how EPM solutions are reshaping finance. We'll also have a quick glance at that. Then we will have OneStream's advantages being highlighted as a unified platform for AI-driven insights. And finally, the part I encourage you all not to miss, we have a showcase of real-world impact customer stories with a live demo. All right. So let's quickly jump into the polls. We have let's have quick polls, so you all can see polls in front of you. I would request you all to mindfully have a look at it and please answer to these questions. And from here, our speakers can take over. All right. I think, I hope all of you have answered. I'll give last 2 more minutes.
Yeah.
Your answers would be very useful for us, so please do it mindfully. Yeah, so I think, Rob, can you help us to stop the polls and maybe we could quickly move on? Ganesh, you can take it from here and we could also see the poll insights.
Yeah. Thanks, Shreya. Let's look at what our participants say about it, and then we can start a further discussion. Yeah. So I see the results coming up. We can see 57% answered budget is outdated in 3 months. I see 50% agreed to market shift is not going along with the budget. 79% agree it's a manual process. Okay, so I see it. So, okay, so then as we've seen from the results, so we also took some insights from across the market. So it's not a problem sold to a particular organization, it's across the board where the budgeting problems are there, which are like, it's long process. Many organizations take close to 3 to 6 months to complete their budgeting process, and they're getting outdated within next 3 months. So the time spent on planning is not giving them the exact results. Also, there is a lot of uncertainty in the market. Let's talk about COVID-19. There has been a wide range supply disruptions. Markets are closed. There is a cash flow issue happening across, but all the organizations are not able to adapt to the changing environment. Their budget stuck in silos. It's not collaborative. They're becoming irrelevant very rapidly. Yeah, and many feel it's not just about that. It's not. It's anti-innovation in reality, which means uh, we are putting some standard numbers for the process, which is stippling, and we are stuck in budget allocations in particular sectors. We are not moving across what is there in most demand in the markets. So our cash is stuck at certain places where we are not really having any output from those numbers or those particular product lines. So it's not giving them the much needed impetus to make innovation as a key portfolio for a company. Yeah, and given this scenario, so let me ask Shubham, what do you think? How we can solve these problems? Shubham, you are on mute.
Sorry again. So yeah, thanks, Ganesha. And I think you are absolutely right. The pain points you have mentioned are exactly what finance teams facing every year. And the solution isn't just to do the budget fasting, not to do the budget faster. It's about rethinking how we budget altogether. So I think the idea here is of the beyond budgeting, that's which comes in, and instead of rigid annual cycles, I believe beyond budgeting is about the adaptive performance. So it is built on three pillars: the rolling forecast, the scenario planning, and the combining all of both them with the driver-based planning. So when we talk about rolling forecast, we update them monthly and quarterly, even if required weekly, and we always try to look ahead of the months. So you might have heard about 3+9 or 5+7. So these are all rolling forecast methods. So with the scenario planning, we are not just looking for one future, we are prepared for multiple scenarios we can get into. So I think let's take each one a little bit briefly. So yeah, I think when we talk about rolling forecast, so rolling forecasts are different. They are totally different from traditional budgeting. And I would say they are totally different in three ways. So instead of focusing on once a year budget, rolling forecast gives the continuous insight, and where the actuals, they roll forward every month, even quarterly, and as we mentioned that uh, even weekly if there is a need for that. And then instead of second, I would say, instead of thousands of line items, instead of focusing on them, if we focus on the core business drivers, which are very, very important for the company from the operational point of view as well as the financial point of view, I think these things, what these drivers, what really matters, which is, be it your revenue, be it your cost, be it your cash, and even your working capital. This is a current asset minus the current liabilities. So, and the third thing is, instead of being a snapshot of last year's assumptions, instead of looking at them continuously, if we constantly update them on the real world base, in the real world events, trends, and any changes which might have a material impact on the business. So with these three key ways, I think we can move away from the traditional budgeting towards the faster rolling budgeting. And the benefits are faster reforecasting. So we can feed new facts immediately and recalibrate the whole business scenarios. And then obviously, I think the greater accuracy will be always there. So the accuracy will always improve if we have the rolling forecast. And another thing is to mention is there will be smarter decisions. That's where the faster decisions can be taken. So now let's move on to the second pillar, that is the driver-based budgeting. So when we talk about driver-based budgeting, we can say that combining the rolling forecast with the driver-based budgeting is what gives the stronger alignment for the business. So instead of line items, we can link the financial results directly to the operational drivers that we have. So be it your revenue, for revenue, we can say unit price, your unit volumes, and the COGS for your each unit, what exactly is your cost. So, and even we can, if we're looking from the P&L top line item, we can think of the OPEX also. So that's where your drivers will come. And then if you can link them. So I think this makes the visibility very, very instant. And then whenever the driver changes, your whole sales volume, or be it your P&L or your PAT or your EBITDA, all of them number changes. So that's where the combining the driver base is very, very important. And coming back to the last pillar, that is the scenario planning. I think instead of betting on one single future, if we are prepared for multiple scenarios, be it baseline, be it downside, be it upside, in the finance term, we oftenly say base case, this is my base case, this is my best case, this is my worst case scenarios. So instead of just looking from the 3 point of view, we can, if it's possible, we can look from other point of views also. That's where the scenario planning comes. Mainly when we talk about scenario planning, we are identifying the uncertainties, which can have a great or bigger impact on my business. So be it like the demand shift, there is a demand shift in your consumers. There is a raw material cost which is increasing. If it is FX, that can also involve. And this is how when you try to have a good impact of these uncertainties, that's how your model will tell you the impact of these scenarios on your 3 financial statements, which every management wants to look at. That is your profit and loss, your balance sheet, your cash flow. So I think scenarios that tie directly to your decisions, and be it your downside, you can focus on your capex allocation or your cost cutting. If it is upside, you can do your expansion very quickly. So so that's what makes the planning adaptive, and I would say not static. So in nutshell, I would say budgeting isn't just beyond budgeting isn't just theory. It's about using the rolling forecast, scenario modeling, combining it with your drivers, and that's when you will talk about driver-based planning, and then to create the continuous and the adaptive performance. So, but I would see one challenge here, that is to make this work. What every finance team need is the speed, automation, and the integration across functions. And frankly, Excel alone cannot get us there. So, Ganeshwar, I would ask you here, what kind of technology paradigms can actually enable these modern approaches in practice?
Yeah, thanks, Shubham. That answers seems like all the traditional budgeting problems have solution in terms of beyond budgeting paradigm, and rightly so. As we are implementing different EPM solutions with the concept of connected planning, indeed everything is possible. If I talk about in terms of connectivity, when we discussed about connectivity, right? So we have data lies in different places. For example, our regular transactional data lies in our ERPs or CRMs, whereas our enterprise data lies in different data lakes. Yeah, uh, our EPM solution have capability. Firstly, they're cloud based, so they can be accessible from anywhere. They're connected to our all enterprise solutions, and the data processes can move it very frequently, even to a range of hourly. That means you are dealing the transaction happening in real time, and your data is moving to your planning system real time with a refresh rate of 1 hour. So that's quite possible. Also, in terms of handling uncertainties, see, we can directly use so these are all rule based platforms, where we can build the business rules inbuilt, and we can actually use the business drivers as you're talking about unit price, sales units, or your cogs. They can be actual drivers instead of talking about some random preset drivers. And in terms of collaboration, these are all traditionally multidimensional models. They can do calculations which spreadsheets can't handle in splits of seconds. That means you have all your data calculated with different dimensions in split of second. You just change the page or you change the selector, and you have the data already calculated in front of you. Yeah, and with the more modern solutions like OneStream, we have extensibility, dimensionality, and then truly integrated one system where everything lies under one platform. We don't need to look at different platforms. So I'll also showcase a case study where we have gone through. So let's take the case of Walmart. So we are all talking about how COVID changed global market scenario. So we taken the Walmart case study from their posting. So Walmart has changed their budgeting process. Yeah, because they felt it's no longer benefiting with depending on the traditional way of doing things. So they have made it more collaborative. So they have bring together different teams as part of their budgeting process, finance, HR, merchandise, logistics, etc. And also they have actually used the drivers such as their P&L, what if analysis in terms of inflation, wage hike, also including a product mix, what product mix to be done. So they also done dynamic rolling forecast to target how they can handle it. So the result speaks for it. So by 2023 they can already see their cycle time has reduced by 22%. It become faster. And also in their core category, so there is a 94% increase in the accuracy of their numbers. Yeah, you can also we took it from a source where you can go and see further details if someone is interested. Then also they have saved 30% of their spendings in terms of their inventory and labor costs. Yeah, so yeah, so if anyone has any questions, so you can post it in the Q&A section where we will take up at the end of the presentation. Yeah. So coming next to, we also did another case study. So that's Ford. So if you look at Ford, so they themselves also wanted to, because it's a, there is a EV boom. There has been change in terms of how, market has been changing in terms of automobile industry. So they have done something like, scenario planning with a weekly rolling forecast of 13 weeks. Yeah, they also have implemented scenario planning, and they have integrated their procurement system, sales, logistics, and their treasury. And as the data suggests, the 13 weeks a rolling forecast is a big plus for them. So suddenly they see a lot of cash in their hands. Their liquidity has been increased. Their forecast targeting has been improved by 50%. So earlier there was 15% of variance in their forecast, which reduced to 7%. And one major point in terms of it is, so they were able to justify, to move to EV. Yeah, as they say, right? So there is quite high demand in terms of EV. So they were able to move close to $1 billion. Yeah. So, but then, that's the chain they have able to do it. Yeah. So, does it answers your question, Shubham?
Yeah, I think I would say definitely the EPM lays the foundation, and honestly, I agree with you. Uh, but I would say there are some, there is something more happening in the market, and we just cannot ignore it. And if you look at the latest surveys, and there has been a study and some of these surveys being done, and we can see that as per the PwC Pulse survey, latest survey 2025, we can see that 58% of CFOs are investing in AI analytics to improve the forecasting precision. So I think this shows the CFOs aren't just firefighting; they are looking for smarter and predictive approaches. And if you see from the EPM platform point of view, 47% are investing in EPM, that is the enterprise performance management, to streamline the planning and the reporting. So I think this shift means that the organization, they want the one version of truth across the all department, be it finance, operations, or strategy or sales. So I think, and if you look at the another point, another report which is provided by the Gartner, so which says that the 76% of the CFOs, they now co-own the enterprise data strategy, and 58% of finance teams are already deploying the AI. So, and the last point, last trend I would like to show is 95% of CFOs, they have already made a good investment in AI. That is the investment priority for the AI. Despite all of the economic volatility nowadays we all are facing, as everybody knows that. So I think clearly there is a big shift here, and finance leaders are really betting on AI, which also makes me curious. And I would like to throw a question to you, Gyanesha, that can AI really actually move the needle on forecast accuracy, or is it just a hype?
Yeah. So it's a very interesting question. So we have also seen the replies from the poll. So AI is a buzzword. Everybody, everywhere. So now the LLM trend has taken over the world. Everybody is getting to know what is AI, what machine learning or LLM models can do, uh, and then so people are investing heavily in it, and then everybody has this doubt, right? Whether do we really need AI? Is the investment worth it? So and then there are also apprehensions in terms of whether do I need a separate system for AI? That means I need to invest on a separate tech team which need to handle how we model the AI, train the AI, then how the ML can learn from our organization, because every organization need is different. You know, these are the questions making people even though they're investing, they're not 100% aligned. But believe me, the EPM platforms taken AI bandwagon quite some 4 years back. So they are already have developed features which are which helps them to get the best of AI solutions inbuilt in their EPM solutions. If not inbuilt, many of them giving that as a ad hoc usage, where you don't need to really invest on any secondary system. You can directly use the existing EPM solution platforms. You can send your data which you have developed using your rolling forecast, using your driver analysis scenarios, and AI can help us at every place possible. Whether you talk about your uh, cleaning your historical data, whether you talk about putting the right forecasting methods for your rolling forecast, whether you talk about what kind of drivers we need to target so that we improve the accuracy. So some small numbers to showcase. So Gartner says there is a 20% accuracy boost. Similarly, Unilever see there is a 40% reduction in terms of their cycle times, because many of the overrides, the necessity for the override between different teams, it's a collaborative environment, so it has reduced, so it make them to trust the numbers, and then consensus forecasts reached much faster. Also, Amazon has, they have implemented AI demand forecasting for their inventory match, and then they were able to improve the match by 30%. Yeah. So which prove the point that CFOs investing in AI is actually getting them benefits. Yeah. Then the question comes that, okay, fine. Then today we are talking about OneStreams, and then can OneStream deliver all these things? Yes. OneStream is actually a unified platform for intelligent finance. It's not just another EPM solution. It has very specific comprehensive features available. I'll not go into deep. I'll let Andrew to take over from here. So he will tell us more about like how OneStream can tackle all these problems. Maybe a small demo if possible. How OneStream is changing the market trends and solving customer problems. Yeah.
Sure.
Great.
Andrew, are you?
Thanks, Ganeshwar. Okay, I'll just share my screen. Okay, just to check, can you see my slides?
Yeah, we can see.
Okay, great. Okay, so just one slide summarizing OneStream, who we are and what we do. As Ganeshwar said, we are truly one unified platform for all CPM processes. So bringing data from your source systems, your ERPs, etc., using our data integration capabilities. Once it's in the platform, then that information can be used for any CPM process, whether that's financial close and consolidations, whether that's your planning processes or your reporting and analytics, right? So your financial reporting, your management reporting, your dashboards, etc., or whatever the industry analysts say is the evolving definition of CPM. For example, XP&A or IBP or ESG reporting, that's increasingly being part of the CPM portfolio. Right, so we are that one unified platform for all CPM processes. We have over 1,600 customers in over 40 countries, including some of the largest, most well-known companies in the world, like the ones you see here. We're very strongly focused on customer satisfaction, and we have a 98% renewal rate. Our annual recurring revenue is over $500 million. And in terms of what the industry analysts say about us, we're always in like the leaders or the leaders quadrant or the leaders corner. Okay. Now, we heard earlier today about the importance of AI in the planning, the forecasting process. Right now, how are a lot of the majority of companies doing it? Well, we're finding that currently most companies are choosing a do-it-yourself approach, right? So they understand, they've heard the benefits of AI ML in terms of how it can improve the finance function. They have great hope in that it will improve accuracy and efficiency. How do they typically do it using this do-it-yourself approach? Well, they typically hire a data science team. Those data science team use their own tools. They configure their own tools using Python or R coding to handle specific situations, right? But the key issue is that that tool that they're using is disconnected from the financial planning solution, right? And what that means is the AI forecast that finance gets from the data science team, they don't understand how it came about. They just get this forecast. It's a black box. They don't understand how the forecast came about, what calculations are, how it's working, right? So when I was a finance person working a finance team, if I couldn't work out how it was calculated on a calculator or a spreadsheet, then I wasn't sure that I would trust that information. Right, and that's one of the key issues, a lack of trust from finance, and it's a separate tool. So finance, there's low adoption, and there's a different user experience. right? So we say it's costly, complex, risky, and delivers underwhelming results. Right? Now, with OneStream's sensible AI forecast solution, instead of having stats like this, so Gartner says only 8% of AI models actually make it in production. Well, with our solution, we aim to have all our customers using it in production and getting definable advantages from it, right? And so all our customers that have bought the solution, they're all using it in production, and these are the type of advantages that they're getting from it, right? So in terms of hard benefits, right, significant improvements in accuracy in the forecast process, right? And a lot of these customers, they're not just doing, say, traditional manual bottom-up planning processes. A lot of these customers actually had their own data science team that were using their own tools to do the AI forecast, right? And comparing the results of the OneStream solution to that process, we're still finding significant improvements in accuracy over their existing data science projects. Also, much greater improvements in efficiency, both in terms of the forecasting cycle times. So our customers are finding massive increases in or improvements in the time it takes to do the forecasting process, and also time to value, like in terms of implementation. Right? The solution has a standardized, easy to understand process that guides you through everything that you need to do to set up a forecasting process, right? And that standardized process, it's easy to understand, it incorporates best practices, and that means that you don't have to be a data scientist to make use of it, right? It's actually targeted at finance and business analysts, right? Guides them through the steps it takes to set up the AI forecast. And also importantly, the solution is part of the OneStream unified CPM platform. Right? And what that means is, as a finance person, they can see exactly what the machine learning forecast is doing. Right? They can drill down, they can see how it comes about, and what are the things that are driving that forecast. So unlike it being a black box, separate solution used by a data science team, our capability is built into the OneStream platform. And finance users, they can see exactly what's going on. Also, because it's built into the platform, it means that the finance people, they can configure and deploy those AI forecasts, right? And also with that standardized logical process, it means going from one use case to another use case is fairly simple. And also being part of the platform, it also means that it can seamlessly unify, say, the organization's budgeting or forecasting processes with the AI machine learning forecast. So before we have a look at the solutions, some key terminology, some key concepts. Targets are the things that we're forecasting, right? So the number of unique dimensional intersections. So let's say we're Walmart, who is a OneStream customer, they're forecasting for every product line for 500 stores, right? So every intersection of product line with store, that's a target. So you can understand that targets can be very high volume, right? We have customers that are doing thousands, tens of thousands of forecasts on a weekly, monthly basis. Features, there are any internal or external data sets that have an impact on the forecast, right? So if you think that weather, commodity prices, interest rates, unemployment rates, if you think any of that data impacts the forecast, then you can bring those in as features. Similarly, events. Events are a special type of feature that have a calendar date attached to them. Right? So any internal or external events. So external events could be public holidays in each country. There could be major religious events or sporting events, or there could be internal events like having different product launches or sales and marketing promotions. You can bring those into the forecast. And lastly, algorithms, right? So these are the different AI ML calculations or also statistical calculations that are in the solution. Right? So the solution has more than 30 machine learning or statistical algorithms that are built into the solution. Okay, so based on that, how does it work? Well, we talked about targets. So in this example, there's 100 products being forecast for 50 stores. So that's 5,000 targets. From there, we add the features. Right? So here's some examples, say consumer confidence index, GDP, weather, etc. We add the events, internal events like pricing promotions, external events like holidays. And then based on that information, the solution will look at the historical data from the 5,000 targets, look at the features and events, and then for every single target, it'll put it through what we call the model arena, right? And what that does is for every single target, for every single forecast, it'll determine of those 30 plus models, which one has the best fit, and it'll use that to produce the AI ML forecast, right? So it does this at very high volume. You can do scenario modeling and you can get quite granular. So for example, what will happen if GDP goes down, or we run a promotion, instead of doing it in April, we run it in May. You can do very detailed what-if analysis. And because it's built on the OneStream platform, you can easily unify it with that organization's weekly, monthly forecasting processes. Okay, so at a high level, this is what the solution is doing. Now, what are the benefits that our customers are getting? Well, here's a screenshot. Right, so on the left here, we've got each of the targets. Right, so each combination of, say, products, by store or by region. So for every single target, what it does is it runs it through the model arena. Right, so of the 30 plus AI, ML, and statistical models, for each target, it'll actually rank them. So in this case, it's saying this model is the best fit. I'll use that to do the forecast. We also have what we call a features and events library. Right? So what we've done is we built pre-built integrations to trusted data sources. Right? What do we mean by trusted data sources? Well, information that's coming from central banking sites, from government statistical sites, or government treasury sites. Right? Why did we build the pre-built integration? Well, instead of, say, having to go to that site, download that data, and then massage it into a way that you can import into the solution, what this means is with a few clicks, you can automatically bring that information in. Right? And there's more than 20 data sources, and some of the data sources, they contain multiple data sets. So for example, we have a database of stock prices all around the world, or climate all around the world, right? So for this example, it's got multiple data sets that you can automatically pull in. Similarly, we have what we call an events library. So we have out-of-the-box pre-built public holidays in different countries. We've got pre-built package of major religious events and sporting events, which you can use out of the box. Another thing that the solution does at high volume, right? Once again, here are each of the individual targets, as well as running through the model arena and determining the model with the best fit. It'll also look at all the features and events that you've brought into the solution, right? And of all those features and events, for every single target, for every single forecast, it'll rank the impact of those features and events. So if you think about it, it's telling you for this forecast, what are the drivers of that forecast, right? And once again, it does that at high volume. Because it's built into the platform, you have great visibility, great transparency, right? And this is a dashboard that we've configured that our customers love. What it does is, once again, for every single target, for every single forecast, this is an example of a 30-day forecast. For each day of that forecast, it shows the features and events that are bringing it up or dragging it down for each day. Right? So this is the type of visibility that our customers are getting from the solution. And also, because it's built into the platform, then it's easy to combine that organization's standard budgeting or forecasting processes with the AI forecast results. Right? So here we've got an example of a monthly forecast, and here we're looking at different revenue items. So when we right-click on those, we can navigate to the AI forecast solution, and it allows us to answer these type of questions. Right? What is the daily forecast? What are the most important drivers? What are the features and events that are having the greatest impact? Right? And for each day of those forecasts, what are the features and events that are dragging it up, bring it up, or dragging it down? Okay, so let's now have a quick look at how easily AI forecasts can be included, unified with a standard planning process. Okay, so in this example, I've logged in as a finance user. So this organization is doing all its CPM processes in the OneStream platform, from consolidation and reporting to financial close, to different planning processes, including long-term strategic planning, reporting, the financial reporting, the management reporting, the dashboards, etc. In this case, let's have a look at the plans. And let's have a look at this monthly forecast process. Okay, so here we're preparing the forecast for the third quarter, right? So we've had the first 2 quarters of actuals. Now we're preparing the forecast for the remaining 2 quarters of the year. If we go to this revenue forecast, then here for each entity, for each region, we want the business to plan for each of the customers here, for each product line, how much they expect to sell, right? For the remaining 6 months of the year, we've got the year-to-date actuals. So these sales quantities then will be multiplied by the assumptions on standard price for each of these product lines to give us the total revenue. Now we've also got customer discounts up here as well. So as a business user, right, then I can do my traditional forecasting process and enter the numbers that I expect to sell for the remainder of the year. But in this case, we've configured it so it seamlessly unifies with the AI forecasting process. Right? So if I right-click, I can navigate to the AI forecast. Right? And here, even though we're planning at the product family level, the AI forecast, it always happens at the most granular level, right? So it's working on each of the individual products itself. So as I click on that, the solution determines of all the 30 plus algorithms, which is the one that has the best fit, and I'll use that to do this 30-day forecast. So here we see the forecast results for each of those 30 days. And here we see the ranked impact of all the features and events, right? So of all the features and events we've loaded, these are the ones that are having the greatest impact. And here's that tug of war chart, right? So for each day of that 30-day forecast, I can see exactly the features and events that are having an impact for each day. Okay, and if I like that, then I can use this machine learning forecast. I can copy that into my existing monthly forecast process, right? And so this is what a lot of our customers are doing, right? They're using the machine learning forecast as a starting point for the monthly forecast process, right? So it's pre-populated with the machine learning forecast. And so as an end user, I can say, well, that looks right. Or, I know for, this product line, I'm going to do something special on it. So I can manually adjust it here. Right, so that's a quick demo as to how seamlessly we can include AI forecast into an organization's standard monthly forecasting process. Also, in terms of the benefits that our customers are getting, right, the general theme across all our customers is significant improvements in accuracy of the forecast and much faster reforecast cycle times. Right, so this one here is the largest retailer in the world. Right, this is Walmart. So these are the types of benefits they're getting. This one here is Lego. Right, so once again, the theme of significant improvements in accuracy and much faster reforecasting cycle. Okay, so here's a wider selection of our customers across many different industries. As we said, on average, it takes 15 weeks to implement a use case for AI forecasting from start to finish. Average accuracy improvements across all our customers, 24%. And in terms of improvements in forecasting cycle times, here you can see there's very significant improvements in how quickly this process can take place. Okay, so that's all I had. Shreya, do we have any questions?
Yes, we have many questions on the Q&A box. So let me read it one by one. So first is, how scalable is the tool as company grows or restructures?
Great.
I think all
I can
of you,
take that.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So our solution, we have customers that are like the small, medium enterprise customers to some of the largest companies in the world. Right, so absolutely, and it's we said that it's a unified platform for all CPM processes, right? And as the analysts say, more and more finance processes are becoming part of CPM, right? Then our solution has the capability of incorporating those additional CPM processes.
Right. I hope that answers. Thank you, Andrew. We have another question. Does the tool track multiple versions of the budget and allow easy comparisons? Is there any audit trail for all the changes made during the budgeting cycle?
Absolutely. Right. So the solution has unlimited versions, right? And our reporting makes it really easy to compare any of those versions. And in terms of audit trails, basically everything you do in the solution is tracked, right? So if you're talking a planning process, it'll track who entered or changed a number when they did it. Right, so you can always track who did what, which improves auditability and accountability as well.
Right. Thank you. I hope that answers as well. We have one more question. If I need to change something in the system to the future as the business scales, is there something I can do it from my own, or do I need to engage an implementation partner again?
Okay, great question. So the solution is designed for a finance person to manage the solution, including the data integration, right? So the solution has inbuilt data integration capability, and it's designed for a finance person with a bit of training to be able to build and maintain those integration rules.
Right, right. Thank you. Very well said. One last question. I think we're also lack of time. We'll take the questions later on and we'll reach out to you. Is extensibility used in sensible AI, and also can we feedback data at different extensible dimension hierarchies in Q?
Okay, that's a very specific question. The high level answer is yes, right? So across our platform, we have extensible dimensionality, and the AI forecasting capability is on the platform. So it makes use of that extensible dimensionality capability in the AI forecast process as well.
Right, all right. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. I think I would like to end at this note. It was a great session. Thank you all the speakers, especially Ganeshwar, Shubham, and Andrew for enlightening us. And also, Rob, thank you so much for hosting this. We hope this session was very useful for each one of you who have joined. We'll be reaching out to you personally also to have an customized understanding of how your challenges are and how can be solved. Thank you so much, and I hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
everyone.